Um, in terms of personal branding, I think definitely we need to leverage on our own social media. We have Twitter, we have LinkedIn, we have Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot. But also, I think the very good point that have been conveyed by Shafi. I think we need to control ourselves in terms of the public life, because we are playing with public's perception. We need to portray the good side of us, and I think not only faking but also acting lah. Shafi is an actor. Definitely, he's good in acting in front of the public, of course. So I think even we are not an actor, but we can be an actor in front of public. We need to share the good side of us and how we want to convince people to trust us, to have a good perception towards us. So I think that's about branding. We always need to be active. We always need to share positive values towards people's life. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us your journey. Okay, Harris, can you share with us?
Yeah, sure. I think personal branding, it starts with your upbringing in your family. So how your family is will also reflect on you. For example, let's say you go to school, and then the first thing that people will usually ask is like, oh, what does your parents do? Yeah. And then in a way, from there itself, like they'll form a perception on you, but it doesn't mean that it will definitely become your personal branding. You can still change that. So how does it change? So that's where your personality comes in. How do you socialize with people in your classroom, for example? And this is applicable like across all institutions, from like primary school all the way up to like university. So macam, for example, let's say you join bola. So by joining football, like you are known to be a very sporty person. Yeah, so that's your personal brand. That's how like maybe your friends know you. Yeah, so all of the organizations that you join, all of the values that they represent, in a way, once you sign up as a committee or you just sign up as a participant even, it reflects on you. Like whatever the values these organizations hold, they will become you, because that's what the public that's what the public will perceive of you. So yeah, like I said, like you might have a different approach compared to your parents, because you said like, oh, what if it clashes with what our parents' personal branding is? For example, let's say your parents, my parents especially, like a bit more low key. Let's say in the neighborhood, they're very like senyap je. But I'm the kind of person who tries to get out there as much as possible, because I believe that's how you get opportunities. So it's fine if you contradict your parents' personal branding, but at the end of the day, like just be yourself. But of course, like what Khair and Shafi has said, yalah, jaga-jagalah diri tu sendiri. Janganlah 100% you show all your bad side also. Just be a decent human being. Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you. Okay, Shafi,
Yeah,
tadi dah pass dekat orang lain.
What's the question again?
Your personal story. How did you start your personal brand?
Oh yeah, actually kan, me I started when I was a little boy. I am a guy yang macam extrovert in dekat I punya family tau. In my family, and slowly then my brothers get influenced and they like to ikut my perangai yang gila-gila, yang do like macam suka twistkan perkataan tau. Twistkan perkataan and bagi dia macam lawak sikit. And I got few example but I don't remember about it. But and then I tak tahu macam mana I nak bawakan dia daripada introvert kepada extrovert. Because bila I depan orang, I told it because I cannot be myself tau. I macam rasa that gementar ada everything semua tu. That thing restrict me from being who I am. So when I grow up and then I dah start communicating with the elders yang lebih berpengalaman, everything semua. Dia orang mengajar saya untuk jadi lebih confident and show who I am actually in front of the community tau. So from what I learned, what I learned about personal branding is actually, it's not about your clothing. Actually, your clothing is one of the way you show how formal you are, how you want to be respected. Sebab tu you pakai tie and you pakai apa ni, jacket and everything semua tu, to show that you are kind of corporate serious person macam tu. But how you portray yourself, macam kalau you pakai t-shirt like that pun portray yourself juga. But it doesn't depends on the clothes actually. It depends, itu just a short term saja. You meet with one people. Let's say I meet with you kan. You're a girl. Of course lah, I nak show the best in front of you kan. The best clothes yang I boleh bawa untuk pick up who you are kan. Sebab I tak tahu how is your judgment to me. So I pakai formal or I pakai something yang very nice in front of the people. But that will be a short term. Bila I dah depan you, what I have to do is, macam mana I nak pick up you pula kan. Macam mana I nak cakap depan you, nak pastikan yang you attracted to me more than my clothes. So what I need to show to you is my value, what I'm going to say, what is the things that makes make me feel likable by you, and apa benda yang boleh buatkan you rasa macam this guy is something, this guy is so attractive lah, this guy have the vibe lah, this guy have something that nobody else macam susah nak jumpa macam tu tau. So this kind of value yang buatkan orang rasa attracted to you sebenarnya. So if you got macam a Lamborghini, let's say you have a Lamborghini, I also have a Lamborghini. So apa beza je antara dua tu? If both are the same, but which one attracts you more? Is it the Lamborghini yang the black color yang sama ke? Or the one yang macam kinda look macam even the black one, tapi dia tahu macam mana nak corakkan dia, yang nampak macam dia got apa dia bumper dia ke, or got something more attractive dekat Lamborghini tu ke. Benda-benda macam tu lah, you add up, dan benda macam tu yang buat kau rasa wow, dia punya bunyi dia vroom, something else like macam macam you can go dekat highway tu ada 10 biji Lamborghini kat luar sana, tapi the one yang you attracted to see is the one yang betul-betul make up cantik-cantik lah. Majority akan nampak macam wow, okay, this car pergi shoo macam kereta lain, tapi that one really attract my eye. Macam tu lah, like that. So what, apa yang buatkan I macam bring my personal branding is actually I bring myself yang daripada kecil kepada besar, but I top up a bit tau, tambah sikit lagi, but I didn't lose myself. I tak adalah nak jadi orang lain ke, I boleh tiru orang lain tau, but lastly I akan jadi diri I sendiri. I tak boleh nak tiru orang sangat, sebab last kali bila I terlalu fakekan diri I, orang akan tak suka I tau. Orang akan rasa macam dia ni fake lah, dia ni tiru dia ni lah. Orang akan nampak tau. Orang they got their eyes, they got the feeling. Kalau kita jujur dengan diri kita, orang akan nampak. Bila kita tak jujur dengan diri kita, benda tu sangat obvious. If you want to be likable, be yourself more, tapi top up sikit, like that.
Thank you. Wow, sampai masuk Lamborghini. Okay, thank you. That was very entertaining. Okay, so let's go to how to, like build our own personal branding. Okay, that's our next section. So the question is, these days employers, they always conduct background checks on social media for the future employees, right? But I feel like not a lot of youths know that. That's why they tend to just post whatever they want on social media, and it goes to a point where sometimes the kind of content that they post isn't very presentable. They're not very pleasing for like to market themselves as presentable. So like, how should one paint themselves on these platforms, the social media platforms, so that they appear presentable while simultaneously staying true to themselves? So I think it's quite challenging. But yeah, is there like a line for them to draw between, their personal likes, which might not be presentable, but also wanting to be presentable? So, Haris, maybe you can start.
Yep, sure. Okay, let's go to social media first lah. Okay, yeah, social media, like what kind of content do you put out there and how does it reflect on yourself kan? Okay, employees definitely they do conduct background check. So just imagine whatever you're saying on social media, would you be comfortable to have the same opinion? Because if you really strongly believe in whatever you're saying on social media, would you be comfortable enough to say to the interviewer that, yes, I truly believe in this, and I think this is like my stance on certain issues, for example. So that's for like more controversial issues lah. Let's say it may be political or it may be something on like someone has done and you strongly dislike what that person has done, especially like, let's say, oh, this influencer did something to this other guy. And then you're like, okay, I truly don't think what he did was right. Okay, would you be comfortable saying that in front of people in real life? Because a lot of people, they think like, oh, on social media I can just say whatever I want without having the consequences. But sometimes when you apply for jobs without realizing it, like, yeah, like employers do conduct background checks and you have to be very mindful of that. And I know this, especially, I think Khair can chip in later, but especially for the government sector, that's such an important issue. I can speak from the corporate perspective. So from the corporate side, let's say most, if I'm not mistaken, like of your contracts will require you not to be politically involved. Why? Because sometimes we find it very difficult to convey our message in a very substantive manner. So we tend to be overly critical without knowing the full fact or the full story, and it may come off as like, oh, we're attacking the government or even the opposition sometimes. So like we're picking sides. So in the corporate world, you always have to be neutral. Like all of your political beliefs, you translate that after you vote. It doesn't mean that you can't have certain like strong opinions on certain issues. Like you can definitely say, for example, let's say, oh, I want youths above 18 to vote, and why is it being delayed? Yeah, there's no problem. You can like voice that out on social media, and that's a good thing. It's not like, oh, your employer will punish you, or once they conduct the background check, like, oh my god, like this is a political thing, he has posted something on social media, and yeah, like quite dangerous if he joins our company and then later we have a contract with the government and then the government think, oh, isn't this the like person on social media who always criticizes us? No, like it won't go to that extent. But once, for example, you start naming people, so you start naming, oh, this YB apalah dia buat macam ni, or like, oh, I really hate this party because they have never done anything good to Malaysia. You don't know the full story, so you can't simply just say that out loud in public. Yeah, so that is where you draw the line, I would say. Like, imagine you saying it out loud to a certain person. That doesn't mean you can have your own privacy on social media also. If you want to do all of this privately, then just private your social media. Don't make it accessible to public. Like, just make it accessible to your friends only. But one thing that you have to be mindful of also, sometimes we don't even know if like your friends are your true friends, you know. So screenshots nowadays, or like they can just screen record everything and then it can go viral, and then yeah, the employees find out, that's when you'll be in trouble. Yeah, so be careful. I would say if you really want to be very opinionated on social media, just make it accessible to a very like close group of friends that you truly believe in. But other than that, yeah, don't.
I see. But if like in public, I guess you would say like be subtle about it. Like if
Yeah.
it's very strong opinions, so just be
Yeah.
subtle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So how about Khair from the government perspective? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I think first, we always need to remember that people always watch us lah in real life or in virtual life. So and also people will always tend to remember the bad things instead of the good things that we do. So the bad things always in real life, the bad things will be in terms of gossip lah. But in virtual life, it definitely is easy to get viral. So definitely we need to be sensitive. We need to be careful of it. So I think in terms of getting a job, employer will always look at our attitude first. So in terms of real life, we can value during the interview session based on our personality, based on how we interact, how we communicate and whatnot. But uh, in terms of a virtual life, I think they will always track our social media, our past and whatnot. Because in the real life, in the interview session, we cannot track the past. We can only see you the current, the present one. But in terms of at social media, definitely we can always track our past lah. Basically, that's why I think we need very need to be careful before we post anything. Before we say anything, we need to think about the impact first. We need to think about people's perception towards us first. That's very important. Also, I think in terms of I still remember lah during the application for Perdana Fellow, definitely they require our social media accounts as well. So they will do the tracking, checking on our social media accounts. They want to see our behavior towards the society. Because we want to work at the government, definitely we need to be presentable. We need to have a good track record for them lah. And also, definitely, I totally agree with Haris as well that we need to be political neutral. We cannot choose side because it will impact us at the end of the day, because we don't know which party will govern the country. So that's why I think we can only be neutral. We can only comment or recognize the great initiative by the political party, but not support directly lah. So we need to be careful of that. And also I think yeah lah, we need still to practice a good act in social media. We always need to portray good things, success stories. We need to always compliment the great initiative by government, by any institution and whatnot. So again, it's about making impact, how we want to convey the impact towards society, how we want to be presentable and get the benefits for us. Sometimes it's the personal branding, I think, is not only about us, not only about we sharing about our story, but also we can compile or we can share other stories that can impact other people. So we can be the intermediaries lah, basically. That's first, I think, more towards about our behavior, about our attitude towards in social media. Second, more towards our contribution lah, because employer definitely will see how we can contribute to the company, how we can contribute to the society. So maybe in terms of using our or utilizing our social media, definitely I think it's more important for us to share like good things, good content. It's about our content. So what content should we produce? I think we can share beneficial program for the society, like for example this program, Semalam program. Definitely we can share it to ensure that public can participate, or even any initiatives, any assistance for the rakyat from the government. I think that's also good for us to share. Again, it's about our content that we want to share. At the end of the day, I think we need to remember the impact that we give and the impact that we receive. So always before we act, always think about the impact first. Yeah, and also it will influence the public's perception towards us, which reflects to our reputation.
That's a very comprehensive way on how we should utilize our social media platforms. Thank you, Khair. Shafi, can you share with us how do we, basically how do we use our social media for for our own image? The good image.
Okay, first kali, I want to share with you guys the story of the pursuit of happiness. If you guys pernah tengok lah cerita tu kan yang Will Smith berlakon kan, I think you all dah tengok macam mana dia walk into the interview room and first of course dia akan pakai tie, the coat, everything semua to impress the people in front of them yang interview dia orang kan. And dia bagi tahu that that dia akan dia boleh bekerja dengan baik, akan memudahkan orang. The thing is in the government kan, bila you bekerja is people want to see that you can make their company look bigger, easier, and much more efficient. That's why they are taking you for the work. They didn't take you just simply want take you as a person who can take care of something, just to take care of something, but you cannot improve anything in the company. So in another way is they want you to be attractive as well and can be fun as well, because they are all human juga. In one company, we are all working with human. They want to be fun. They want to enjoy the fun way of working, efficient way, and improve in a lot of ways in the company. So if you cannot bring that thing, you just become like other people yang macam biasa-biasa, doesn't help much. They will consider you as a person yang boleh diganti dengan orang lain tau. They will kick you out and replace you with other people, which is much more better person, which can contribute more for the company. So who you are and who you want to be is all depends on how you bring yourself into the company. And if you can portray yourself much more better than other people in the company, you will be replaced as fast as soon as possible, because other people have the more potential than who you are. So this is what we are afraid actually, that we can be replaced so fast. Of course lah, kita orang nak jaga hati majikan, nak jaga hati everybody in the company, but one thing for sure is we cannot jaga hati semua orang tau, but we have to be we don't have to be stressed while working. Siapa kata kita kena stress while working? Siapa kata we cannot be happy while working? We can be happy. It's just how we bring ourselves to be happy in the working environment, and people can be happy with us, and people can maintain us just because we are a happy-go-lucky person. When people love us for our attitude, they will definitely keep you in the company tau, because they love who you are. They don't want to lose you because you bring the vibe, you bring the energy for everybody to work together. Dia akan simpan you, dia akan raise you punya gaji just to keep you. Kalau you cakap, I want to go other company lah. No, wait. I think we can fix this. I think I can increase your salary ke or anyhow ke, because you bring the energy kat situ tau. Itu ceritanya lah. And for the social media kan, social media is a platform where it is a technology tau. It is a technology where kita kena sentiasa keep up with the technology. Either yang dulu ke, yang sekarang ke, kita kena sentiasa keep up. You cannot be so slow. Kita sentiasa go with the old traditional way. Yang macam kalau orang dulu pakai Facebook, kita kekal dengan Facebook saja. Padahal kita dah ada Instagram, kita dah ada TikTok and any other social media yang dah datang ni pun kita tak keep updating. And apa yang social suka about the social media, kita tak keep track on that thing tau. So contohnya lah, when you using the Instagram, in terms of you punya cara you publicize yourself, kalau dulu dengan sekarang lain tau, it's very different. Kalau dulu maybe you boleh buat dengan cara macam zaman dulu-dulu you tunjuk you are very corporate person. Tapi sekarang maybe orang nak tengok you a very corporate person, at the same time you sentiasa keep updating and you are very self-love, you are very macam easy going, you are macam mana cakap, orang sekarang disuka ni tau, orang yang apa ni, effortless, making content that are effortless. Kalau you tengok dekat TikTok kan, orang yang buat lawak effortless dengan orang yang struggle buat lawak kan, you akan tengok orang yang effortless buat lawak very easily to get likes, to get comment. Sebab orang nampak, this guy is natural though, this guy is very funny, easy going though, aku suka dia punya content. Orang akan follow dia, orang akan like dia punya content. So sekarang orang memang suka dengan benda-benda yang effortless. Tapi if you going for corporate 100%, you will target the person, the company yang memang corporate lah. But it depends on how you bring yourself and targeted market. Targeted market. So macam if you guys are targeting to untuk company yang macam cosmetic ke, you need to portray yourself as someone yang boleh touch up other people punya muka lah, yang tahu about cosmetic and other things. But kalau dulu maybe diorang nak tengok you can touch up everything lah. But now diorang nak tengok you make content interactive, fun and everything semua tu. If you ada this 3 element kat sini, people will see you more and senang nak dapat job, senang nak dapat get hired into a company. Sebab orang nampak, oh dia ni macam ni rupanya, okay, dia ni lain lah, different from other people lah, yang biasa kat luar sana asyik konten yang sama, benda yang sama, everything yang sama. Let's say macam, sorry I pick one name dekat sini, Syed Saddiq memang pandai dengan dia punya content tau. Let's say dia tahu from Instagram, dia move to TikTok tau. Dia buat konten-konten, let's say lah, kalau dia nak pergi buat bantuan, dia akan buat satu interaktif punya content and very fun way untuk macam mana dia bantu orang mua tau. Dia akan buat statement, let's say dia buat statement, dia tunjuk macam ni, okay, tunjuk macam ni, this is apa yang berlaku dekat mua, apa yang berlaku kat mua. So lepas tu dia gayakan dengan a lot of gaya kat situ untuk bagi orang nampak yang sebenarnya this is a serious matter. And at the same time, it is a fun way untuk orang nampak this content supaya the next time orang tengok the next content, orang tak rasa boring tau. Content dia mesti satu content yang betul-betul buatkan orang rasa, let's say macam serious, it's very serious. Tak ada nampak macam, tapi bila dia serious, dia tahu macam mana nak gayakan serious itu untuk fit with the social media. Kalau dia nak buat in a fun way, dia tahu macam mana nak fitkan the latest social media. Macam mana nak fit dengan budak-budak zaman sekarang yang suka K-pop ke, yang suka dengan benda-benda yang lawak ke, and everything semua tu. Because we are moving tau. Kemajuan Malaysia ni, dia sedang menaik. Dia sedang menaik seperti mana negara-negara lain. But macam negara lain, dia punya content lain sikit pada Malaysia. But Malaysia ni, dia specialnya, dia ada dia punya sendiri punya content, which ada barat, ada kemelayuan, ada permodernan, dan ada budak-budak dalam social media, ada yang age daripada sekolah menengah, ada daripada age yang daripada university. So kalau let's say macam, ini mistake tau, mistake yang biasa orang yang dah besar-besar, dah tua-tua, dia orang memang dah tak nak ambil tahu pasal social media tau. And this is the bad thing about themselves. Tapi kalau dia orang follow the flow yang orang muda suka, kemajuan suka, the things yang memang yang keep updated, orang macam even you are dah tua-tua pun, orang still like you are likable. You are always on the trend. You are always evergreen tau. So the mistake here is not you tidak you memang nak ikut dengan zaman yang dahulu zaman-zaman you. It's not a mistake sebenarnya, but it's the mistake bila you tak cuba untuk belajar the new things that are coming for you. Bila you tak cuba untuk belajar, that is something that you cannot blame people. That is mistake yang you sendiri cipta sendiri, because learning process is all the time, every second, every week, every year, in your whole life you kena belajar. Tapi bila
Every
you
day lah, everyday learning.
yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shafi. Very lengthy explanation today, but thank you. Okay, so sekarang we're living in the COVID-19 pandemic, or we're moving to the endemic era. So it's common for a lot of people to experience burnouts, right? And especially in this era where everything is moved online, I think finding jobs is even trickier these days. And like how you want to hone your skills for the said jobs that you want to apply, it's gotten even harder. So how do you stay positive and persistent for graduates to build an image for themselves, like this, in this era, in this the context of COVID-19? How do we stay positive in finding jobs despite everything that is happening at the moment? Yeah. And Haris, maybe you share first?
Yep, sure. I think first thing that you need to do, if, okay, let's say you don't have a job right now, right? So the first thing that I feel you should do is get yourself out there. So the more people you meet, because of the COVID, maybe you can't meet physically, but more people, let's say you meet on social media, the more people you talk to, it will open up unexpected opportunities. I can definitely vouch for this. Like when I was in, let's say, college, even before I enter university, I've never imagined like to be so many companies and so many different kinds of jobs out there. Like I went in as a mechanical engineer in Imperial, but I came out becoming a banker because I didn't know what I liked. So talk to as many people as possible in your life. Don't just stay in your bubble. If let's say you are interested to go into the corporate sector, one social media that is super helpful, I would say, is LinkedIn. So yeah, LinkedIn is a very good platform. I would say it's very career focused. So I would say it's one of the social medias that actually you don't need to limit yourself. Like how sometimes we put a limit on like, okay, I'm only gonna spend an hour a day on Instagram, because if not, like it'll become too much. Like I'm procrastinating already, or like, okay, half an hour on Twitter and that's it. Because if not, like the toxicity of Twitter, sometimes our timeline, like there's so many like toxic content on Twitter, it'll get to me, like it'll affect you, your emotions, your well-being throughout the day mentally. Yeah, but LinkedIn is a really good platform. I would highly recommend those who want to go into the corporate sector lah. It might even be applicable to the government and public sector, but for corporate, that is the way to go. You can even apply jobs on LinkedIn. So if you feel burnt out, like applying for jobs, maybe like just go on LinkedIn, scroll, get inspiration from them. Like there's so many like good articles on there, or people writing about their experience. Yeah, so just like chill, get inspired by other people. Like, oh, hey, like look at their profiles, for example. Like, yeah, oh, this guy has worked in this before he is where he is today. Because sometimes we see where people are today without realizing what they have gone through in the past. So if you don't have a job yet, I think that's where you especially need to start early. For example, Cemerlang is a good platform. You can work part-time in Cemerlang. So it's a good place for you to start, because you can't expect yourself to straight away be a journalist for an established news portal without having any experience. So you start by doing these little things as students. So yeah, if you do feel burnt out, I would say that try to take a break on social media, maybe like go out there in real life, meet people, but of course adhere to the COVID-19 SOPs and guidelines and everything. Yeah, but yeah, balance out your presence on social media and also your presence in real life, like be present on both and try to extract as many good things as possible from both.
Thank you. Thank you. So I guess you would recommend LinkedIn the most and also limit social media whenever we almost feel like we're reaching the
Yeah.
burnt out the phase. Okay, thank you, Haris. Shafi, how does a graduate avoid burnout? Sorry.
Sorry, I kurang faham sikit the question.
Oh, okay. Macam mana kalau sekarang kan COVID-19 pandemic kan. Lepas tu people macam susah, graduates would be like susah nak cari kerja at this time sebab everything is moved online atau people would companies pun macam dah lay off workers macam tu. So how do these fresh graduates persevere untuk cari kerja juga? Or kalau macam dia orang ada burnout ke, macam mana nak avoid those burnouts or get better?
Siapa kata susah? Tak susah pun. Tiba-tiba kan. You know, my friends, bila dia apply, dia always dapat. I don't know why. Selalu dapat. And dia just apply je macam biasa je. Dekat LinkedIn, everything semua. Macam my brother, dia baru je habis graduate. And then dia buat business, doing his business. And at the same time, dia apply for the jobs in the government, in the private sectors. Masa dia start doing the business dia tengah rancak, dia jual tudung, and tiba-tiba dia dapat dia dapat dimasukkan ke dalam company, 3 company terus at the same time. So itu mengikut pada satu rezeki lah. We cannot deny that one thing lah. One more thing is you need to put effort untuk publicize who you are, untuk pergi cari kerja, even jumpa dengan orang. Don't put yourself, semua ni depends pada social media tau. Social media is one thing, but the other thing is how you bring yourself. Macam mana you nak cari kerja tu sendiri. You tahu tak macam mana qualification dia, apa yang sepatutnya, apa yang company nak, what is special about you. Macam yang cakap tadi, the pursuit of happiness tu. Macam mana you usaha macam dia tak? Atau you just lenggang-lenggang dekat rumah, tak buat apa pun, tiba-tiba you mengharapkan kerja, everything in LinkedIn, everything kat situ, everything kat sini. Tak, it's not like that. If you don't put the effort, mana rezeki nak datang? Rezeki tak akan datang golek-golek macam tu. You duduk dekat atas katil, dia tunggu. Tunggu. It's not like that. You know, one thing for sure, if you already put a lot of efforts, but this is what I believe lah. If you put a lot of effort, somehow dalam 10 1 akan melekat. Dalam 20, 2 akan melekat. Dalam 30, 3 akan melekat. Confirm je. Kita tengok berapa banyak yang kita put effort kat situ. Kalau kita put effort sikit, memang tak melekat lah. Kalau put effort banyak, mungkin akan melekat sikit-sikit. Tapi more lagi banyak lagi kita letak effort lagi, makin banyak akan. Sebab orang akan nampak tau kita punya effort. Kalau bukan kita, kawan kita akan nampak. Kalau bukan kawan kita, kawan-kawan dia akan nampak. Everyone akan suggestkan kerja-kerja, everything dekat you. If you orang nampak you punya usaha kat situ tau. So if one thing, if you tak suka social media, you tak nak pergi social media, pergi cari kawan-kawan dekat mana-mana ke, atau pergi cari kerja dekat mana-mana, pergi dekat company tu, show your punya resume, everything semua tu. Lepas tu kalau kat social media lagilah senang. You just publicize, tunjuk kat TikTok ke or any place, tunjuk your effort, you punya memang keinginan you untuk bekerja tu. Tapi kalau orang tak nampak you punya effort, you need to fake it until you make it, boy. Kat situ tau. You need to do it. Walaupun you seorang yang ada anxiety ke, you susah nak jumpa dengan orang ke, apa benda semua, do meditation dulu. Kau buatlah meditation kau dulu, relaxkan diri kau. If you are burnt out, ambil cuti dulu. Lepas make yourself relax. Enjoy yourself. Hidup ni jangan sengsara tau. Jangan hidup dengan sengsara. Jangan hidup dengan benda-benda yang negatif. Jangan hidup dengan perkara-perkara yang tak sepatutnya. When you positive yourself, you put effort, everything will come to you tau. This slowly akan datang. If you don't believe me, try to do it. Positifkan diri you. Put effort. Enjoy your life. You do it in one way yang you sendiri akan happy dengan cara you positive in every single way. You tak dapat kerja, you be positive lagi. Everything will come clean for you. One day mesti akan dapat punya. Kalau tak dapat sekarang, mungkin esok. Tunggu lagi. Put effort untuk esok pula. Put effort to another day. Kalau tak dapat esok lagi, mungkin maybe next week. Maybe another 2-3 weeks. One thing for sure, bersabar lagi. Tapi percayalah cakap saya. If you do it right, nothing will go wrong. Do it right. Kat situ. Yeah.
Thank you. So meditation and effort. That's what I got from you. Okay, thank you so much, all three of you. So one final section before we move on to the Q&A. It's regarding social media utilization. So, like how every social media, they have like different target audience kan? Like Facebook is more commonly for our parents' age, and then Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok usually for youths. A lot of younger people, the younger generation, they like to go to those social medias. So how should graduates engage with audiences of different demographics to further enhance their image? Like how sana nak dengan every platform too, obviously they have to promote themselves on each platform, right? Facebook, Twitter, semua tu, not only just for one platform. So we know that the audiences are different. So how do we make the content readily accessible for all of those ages, for all of those different demographics? Yeah. So I think this basically, how should they create a community that would still support them despite their age difference? Yeah. Kai, can you start first?
Yeah, sure. I think it's very important for us to be appealing towards employers' eyes. I think we have a lot of social media platforms, but every social media platform has different demographic values. First, definitely we need to be active in every social media. We need to be presentable, we need to be marketable, we need to utilize it very well. So we start with Twitter. So I think Twitter is more towards writing punya style. So I think we need to use it very carefully because it's very sensitive. Not everyone will accept our thinking, our perceptions. So that's why we need to write it very carefully. And also I think Twitter, we can use it to share success stories and also great initiatives on Twitter. But be careful on commenting towards certain initiatives, certain issues. So we really need to be careful of it. Again, we need to think about people's perception first before we tweet. Second, I think on Instagram is more interactive. I think it's a photo sharing application, and also maybe now more towards video as well. So in terms of photo, I think definitely we need to post marketable and attractive photos lah. In terms of gambar-gambar yang ada values, in terms of we traveling overseas ke, kita bertanding mana-mana ke. So all picture has its own values. So that's where we need to convey it very well. In terms of photo, in terms of video, I think we need to leverage on the Instagram features as well. Insta story, IGTV, IG Reels, IG Live. So it's more interactive. So I think we need to use it we need to engage with our followers. We need to engage with the communities lah. We need to interact with them through that features. So I think that's how we can show our skills as well. If we are good in terms of public speaking, if you are good in terms of interviewing, maybe we can conduct a speaker series session. Maybe we can have a sharing session on Instagram. So I think that's how we can be presentable. People will watch us frequently. People will get attracted to us. We can ask and answer question on Instagram lah. For Facebook and LinkedIn, I think it's a bit formal. I think we can use it for formal stories, success stories again. We can only portray great initiatives lah through LinkedIn. There's a lot of career oriented people out there. So I think that's the market in LinkedIn and Facebook. I think it's good for us to get jobs or get connected with educated or career people or even employers. That's how we want to attract them on LinkedIn and Facebook. So definitely we need to leverage on all the social media platforms, because I think the opportunity now, unemployment rate is very high at 4.8%. And I think even the opportunity is limited, but I think with personal branding, we can open room or opportunity for us. So we are not really depend on the job market, but instead maybe we can create our own jobs, maybe by doing business on social media, online business, or even do freelancers, be freelancer. And also I think we can also quite can social support lah on because nowadays I think it's very difficult time for all of us. I think social support is very necessary right now. We need to be kind to people. We need to offer necessary assistance to people as well. Like contoh Bendera Putih initiative, how we can bagi bantuan kepada orang yang memerlukan, those who in need. I think that's we need to motivate them. We need to start somewhere to help people. And then I think yeah, it's very great to start now to be positive, to motivate people lah.
Thank you, Khair. So basically, know your audience and leverage on the different types of audience and what sort of content that we can share with them. Yeah. Okay. So Haris, how about you?
Okay. Since Kai took the approach of like addressing each demographic on social media, maybe like I can talk about the type of content and why it's good to post on different kinds of social media. I think it all goes back to personal branding at the end of the day. It's about how you vocalize things, how you verbalize things, and how you write, how you speak. And social media, I feel, is a really good platform for youth to practice all of this. Because, for example, if you start like speaking out on social media, on TikTok, like you learn how to speak. If you write captions on Facebook, it doesn't even have to be a serious thing. It can be like, oh, you went on a vacation. How do you write your caption? So that's where your creativity comes in, because you want to capture the attention of your audience. And that's important for all like social media, from something as serious as LinkedIn to something as fun as, let's say, Instagram. Yeah, you're posting a picture of you going on holidays with friends, for example. So what kind of caption do you write? So having to think about what to write, I feel, is one of the good positives of social media, because it trains your mind to be creative, to actually think about, how do I tell this story to a stranger? And then once you go to an interview, it's the same skill set, but it's just now it's in a more serious context. You talk about your achievements. A lot of people, let's say students nowadays, they feel cheated. Like, oh, back then you told us to go to university, get good grades, join clubs and organizations. In the end, like once we've graduated, we don't have a job. So it's not just about doing all of those things, but it's about the values and lessons that you've learned from them and how you tell your story to other people, to the public. That is a very important thing, because you can do everything, like you can do a lot of amazing things in life, but if you don't know how to tell your story, the message doesn't get across, then people can't comprehend the magnitude of things that you've done. I feel that that is one thing that is lacking in society nowadays. And social media is a platform that you should leverage to train yourself to do this, to tell stories. Yeah.
I agree. I think most people, they don't know that social media has that power to actually train their skill set. Rather, it's just seen as, yeah, like a place to connect with people and then just, talk about their interests and this and that. And I feel like, yeah, we should really, how do I say it? Like, have this awareness that they can turn social media very as a tool that's utilizing it as a tool to help them with their future career and so on. Thank you, Haris. Shafi, how you can public figure. So what do you think of like when you share different your macam post about like probably influencing ke, acting ke, like on different platforms. Do you accommodate to those different audiences ke you macam post je like benda sama?
Oh, one thing I memang suka buat benda random. Benda random. I don't see the likes, I don't see the comments. Sometimes I see the comments. I don't see the likes lah. I see the comments. I see the comments and sebab I suka buat benda apa yang I suka tau. And bila benda yang I tak suka, I takkan buat benda tu pun. And of course lah benda yang I suka tu biasanya benda-benda yang penting, benda-benda yang sepatutnya. And macam komen I akan baca everything semua. I nak tengok what is their perspective, how do they think about something, everything semua. The people punya thinking tu penting tau. Bagi I memang penting. And macam even kalau I post something yang very random, but people opinion tu I akan take note everything. You know what? Macam macam kita relate sikit kan yang pasal working kan, bekerja kan. One thing for sure sebab I founder of the NGO kan. Si founder Syah. So I can see that a lot of people yang meminta pertolongan daripada NGO, dia mewakili rakyat-rakyat dekat Malaysia juga tau. Bila kita cuba bantu dia orang minta pertolongan, kita cuba bantu dia orang, kita ada tanya pasal zakat dia orang, do you apply for your zakat before you nak minta pertolongan? Of course NGO akan bantu dia orang. Tapi we don't see the effort yang dia orang nak bantuan, dia orang nak pergi search for the effort untuk dapatkan bantuan tau. They just hoping for people that will help them, but they didn't search for the help themselves actually. Of course lah you boleh cari daripada orang, but somehow sampai bila you nak bergantung ke orang kalau you don't find the right platform to help you. The government will help you every month untuk bayar you zakat tau, but you keep on searching for the wrong platform every single time. This is what happened. Even for the students, the graduates yang nak pergi mencari kerja, tapi dia orang mengharapkan daripada platform-platform yang tak membantu dia orang pun. But actually there are a lot out there yang boleh membantu dia orang. You just need to find the right platform. But if you're asking me about my contents in my social media, I tak target actually for the directors or the producers semua, because they know if dia orang akan cari kalau dia orang perlukan. That one thing. But I will keep on showing what I do every day, what I have to do semua, sebab this is another industry lah. It's not it's kind of different from government and private sectors yang mencari pekerja semua sekali. But siapa-siapa yang nak menjadi seorang artis, it's not me to portray jugalah. Jangan tiru cara aku lah macam tu lah. Because I like to do random things and I like to do it with my fans, the audience, people yang tengok TV, people yang suka tengok how I work, everything semua tu. I akan tunjuk kat dia orang lah what I do. Yeah, if you're asking that question.
Okay, thank you. So basically just share your work and also your life.
Yeah.
You're like in a different industry again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either dia suka ke tak suka I punya content je, I just do it because I like it how I do it. Sebab kita tak boleh nak puaskan hati semua orang pun. If ada orang bagi tahu, you should do like this, you should do like that. Semua orang boleh bagi opinion dekat I tahu. So lastly, I take the opinion. I ambil sikit-sikit and then I just do it. I just do it the random things apa semua. But still dia tak salah dan dia tak betul sangat. But it's okay. Still okay. Macam tu lah.
Faham.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So monitoring your content juga lah kiranya. Kan?
I'm monitoring.
Okay. Thank you semua. Okay, so we've reached the end of our discussion, and apparently there's quite a few questions I do. So let's go check them out. Okay. So someone asked, Harris mentioned about how LinkedIn is powerful in order to tell our stories intellectually. As someone who just started using it, can you share some tips on how to write effectively and things we should avoid when sharing these experiences or when reaching out to people?
Okay, yeah. So I'll take this question then.
Okay, thank you.
How to write effectively on LinkedIn? I think the first thing that once you're on LinkedIn, like my first experience on LinkedIn itself, it was very intimidating, honestly. Like I feel like people have done like so many great things, you know, and the fact that every single time I visit different profiles, especially people senior of me, because that's where I get my inspiration from. Like I'm amazed by like the things they've achieved in life. But I also try to, I would say, not copy exactly, but try to imitate their style of writing. And I think that's important on LinkedIn. So you don't have to churn out content from the get-go, but try to take inspiration, follow people who have similar pathways to you, and try to do things that they have done whilst discovering what you like and what you don't like. Yeah. So it's definitely good for you to also sometimes connect with people on LinkedIn, set up a short like, oh, hey, can we have a 15-minute Zoom call, 20 minutes call, and then we can, I just like to get to know you, discuss about like what you've gone through. I'm applying for the same thing that you have applied for. And yeah, I just want to get to know like your experiences. So LinkedIn is a really good way for you to connect with people for like career-wise and write as much as you can, I would say. Practice, especially when you're a student. It might not be, like I say, applicable to all industries, but for the corporate world, I think it's a good place for you to do all of these things. At the end of the day, it also translates to what you write in your one CV and two cover letter. Once you write about your experience professionally on LinkedIn, like I said, you have an idea of like, oh, okay, this is probably how I should tell my story or how I should structure my sentence on my CV and cover letter as well. On things that you should avoid, I would say don't be unprofessional. So LinkedIn is a very career focused platform. So don't post pictures of like you going on holidays and then writing about like your holiday, for example, on LinkedIn. Also, don't exaggerate, but try to be interesting. Try to write like dramatically, because your stories have to be interesting, of course, like how you convey to your interviewer or your employer. So you can write in a learn how to write in a very interesting manner, but avoid any form of exaggeration or lying. Yeah.
Okay, so be humble in your writing and just treat it as like a learning experience. That's right?
Yeah.
Is there? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Harris. So one last question. In some industries and markets, they actually require additional skills such as being able to speak in Mandarin. Do you think that this can elevate your personal value and personal branding? Would anyone want to answer that question? Anyone? Higher?
Yeah, sure.
Boleh.
Yeah, I think definitely if you have the additional skills, that is definitely additional value to the employees or company as well. Lah. So either you have skills in Mandarin speaking, or you have skills in digital or IT and whatnot. So I think definitely is required. This is a attention grabbing skills lah, basically for employers, but then you need to know how to utilize it. You need to know how to present it to the employers, to your market lah, basically. You need to use your social media platform to show that you have the skill sets. How you need to use, maybe you can use the features lah, either IG story, IG TV and whatnot. So you can make contents. You need to think about how you can be presentable. You need to think about your structure of your content. You need to think about what you're gonna tell to the people, how people can get benefit from it. Maybe you can teach, if you have the ability to speak Mandarin. Maybe you can teach your audience to speak Mandarin as well. So that's your values, that's your branding, that other people will see that your effort to make contribution to the society. So I think definitely it is definitely great to get to make impact and to be appealing to the employees as well lah. So keep on going and keep on developing ourselves lah. I mean, not only Mandarin, definitely we have a lot of skills that we can develop. It depends on our interest and passion.
Okay, thank you, Khair. Yes, Shafi?
Okay, about kita tambahkan language kan. Sebenarnya I got a story tau. Last time when I go to Penang, I went to a shop tau. I pergi dekat cendol punya kedai, and with me I got Bella Hadid, and the manager, and me, and I can speak Mandarin. You know the difference when you can speak their mother tongue, Chinese mother tongue. Dekat situ kedai tu memang kedai Cina lah, jual cendol. Bila you cakap bahasa Melayu dengan dia orang, dia will layan you sebagaimana yang sepatutnya lah. Dia layan cuma macam biasa-biasa, you nak cendol ke, nak apa ke, tapi dia punya, but if you can speak Chinese, when I speak Chinese dengan dia orang, they feel macam, oh, you boleh cakap bahasa Cina. Oh, ni hao ma. Ni hao chi semua. Okay, lepas tu bila kita boleh communicate kat situ kan, they put a smile on that tau. They put a smile. And dia orang suka bila kita cakap bahasa Cina dengan dia orang. They feel connected. So, in that situation, when I see it, we all are human jugalah, in company ke, dekat kedai ke, in anywhere ke, when you ada language yang dia orang sendiri memang dia orang dah selalu pakai, and you bercakap pula dengan dia orang that language, dia akan jadi ada satu connection where you can build faster connection over there. So why not just take the opportunity untuk belajar sesuatu yang baru, tapi satu bahasa yang memang ramai orang pakai dekat Malaysia ni. It doesn't matter Chinese ke, Indian ke. Yeah, if you can speak their mother tongue, they will be your mother after that. So just try to make if you can make a faster connection, why not kan? Just learn it. Macam itulah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it shows that actually not just Mandarin lah, but like, and if there's any additional skills, especially like language skills, we should really equip them and apply into our our CV lah, our like on social media pun macam Khair cakap tadi, we can probably have like classes where we teach other people those languages or any other skills that you have, like proofreading maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that basically the skills that you have, you also have to like sort of give back to the society. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's the end of our webinar. Thank you so much to all three of you, to Khair, Haris, and Shafi for joining us today. Thank you for making time. Thank you everyone else also for watching this webinar and for asking questions. Thank you. And if you want more content like this, Sumerlang always produces this kind of educational content, whether it be articles per week or webinars per month. So this is our Telegram link. So if you want to get more stories like this, subscribe to our Telegram. And yeah, that's all. Thank you very much to all of you. Have a great day. Thank you.
Right. Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us, Sophia.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a good discussion.